I'm certain my boyfriend hacked my phone and is spying on me. I'm going through an extremely difficult situation. Lately, my partner has been acting secretive. I believe he might have hacked into my phone, watches me when I'm not home, gained access to all my online accounts, and constantly lies about it. He works as an electrical technician, and I'm sure he has enough knowledge to pull it off. I feel lost and desperate for advice. How can I understand what's going on and what steps I should take next? It all started when our family ordered new devices back in February. The day after the order, I received a strange phone call. A man said that one of the 4 phones we'd ordered wasn't new, but refurbished. It was strange because he introduced himself as a Verizon employee, called our home several times, and said he would call back at 5 p.m. to discuss it with my partner, but never did. On March 12, Verizon received all our old devices and performed a factory reset. About 3 weeks later, on April 3, I got an email and a text saying my TikTok account had been hacked. My email and phone number linked to it were deleted. After checking, I found that the login came from a Samsung Galaxy S22 somewhere in Connecticut. I live in Agawam. That scared me because the S22 was the exact phone I had just returned to Verizon. Around the same time, in early April, I got a notification about unauthorized access to my eBay account. I don't remember the exact date, but it was around when the TikTok issue happened. During the first week of April, I used my partner's phone and noticed his WhatsApp was open but required a fingerprint scan. He usually used biometrics only for banking apps, which seemed odd. On May 1, I used his tablet with his permission. We supposedly had nothing to hide. I checked his Google account activity and saw more than a dozen launches of WhatsApp, even though he claimed he only used it for work and never at night. I also saw activity linked to the ROM package and that he opened his files and gallery at strange hours. Then, through his Google activity, I accessed Verizon Cloud and found recently deleted photos of his female coworker, along with some random explicit images. I also noticed contacts in his list with WhatsApp written at the end of their names. I saved about 12 names and numbers and took pictures of his Google activity. When I confronted him, he admitted he used to talk to women and get photos from them, but said it was years ago and that he wasn't hiding anything now. A few days after I found all that on his tablet, my own phone started acting strange. All my photos disappeared except for the screenshots I had taken of his Google activity. Thousands of images were gone. Over the next few weeks, apps started malfunctioning, the phone had to be rebooted constantly, and I got the feeling the camera was turning on by itself and possibly taking photos without my knowledge. Around the same time, I discovered a broadcast channel created from my account, though I never made one. My settings also showed that some apps required IT admin approval. I'm a stay-at-home wife. I don't have an IT administrator. By May 6, my phone was a mess. The interface looked glitchy, apps disappeared and reappeared, icons moved, and files with the date. The 1st of January 1980 showed up everywhere, all of them inaccessible. That same day, my partner stopped replying to messages properly. He would send them, but I never received them. I began to think, like him, that several devices in our home might be infected or hacked. Around May 7 or 8, things got worse. My text messages were being intercepted, the real conversations were replaced by strings of random letters and numbers. When I tapped them, the same strange image appeared over and over. Even worse, new messages appeared, ones I never sent or received before, with creepy phrases like, "He's back and I'm watching you." My partner pretended nothing was happening and left me terrified and isolated. We kept arguing about his indifference. He insisted he didn't know anything and told me to stop imagining things. By that point, I was on the verge of a breakdown. He swore he hadn't done anything wrong and claimed his Google account data must be inaccurate. The more we argued, the worse my phone became. Facebook showed it was logged in on 12 devices. My Snapchat username changed to my daughter's name. It seemed like every time I searched for something I had seen on his tablet, I found traces of apps, browsers, and Webpack tools that could be used to hide activities. I felt like I was losing my mind. On the evening of May 7, I was so frustrated that I decided to factory reset my phone, but it didn't work. Instead, a message appeared. Contact Verizon. The next day, May 8, I called. The representative tried to help me reset it remotely, but couldn't understand why it wouldn't work. They escalated it to Samsung, and after checking, Samsung said the phone was corrupted at the system level. They agreed to send me a replacement. I mailed them the damaged phone and received a new one the next day. May 9. I told my partner I was worried about logging into my accounts again and said that if he was truly honest, he should also be concerned about his own security. He said he would log into my Verizon Cloud from his laptop to restore my photos and data himself so I wouldn't have to do anything. That made me very uneasy. He seemed overly eager to access my cloud. He brought it up repeatedly, which felt suspicious. Even after everything that happened, he insisted that nothing bad would happen to my new phone. He was 99.9% sure. When I called Verizon to activate my new device, he was right beside me. He handled part of the conversation himself. Against my instincts, we decided to keep my old number. The moment my phone turned on, the same thing started happening again. Strange messages, random symbols, and that same repeating image. I immediately asked Verizon to give me a new number and explained everything. They agreed. Then I realized my Samsung account might also be compromised, so I created a new one. Now I had a new phone, new number, new accounts, and new passwords for everything. I even bought a notebook to write them down. Around May 13, I told my partner that I'd created new Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram accounts. On Saturday, May 17, while he was out of town, I used his laptop to access my Verizon Cloud and restore my photos. He was furious that I did it without him, and that all my data was now back on my own phone, not on his laptop, where he could see everything. That same day, he left his tablet at home, and I checked his Google activity again. Despite claiming he used WhatsApp only for work and never at night, there were logs showing late night and early morning use. While taking screenshots of his activity, I checked his Google Play history on both his phone and tablet. They were suddenly linked, though they used to be separate. I found several apps he denied having, including SmartThings, which was clearly installed and used. On Monday, May 19, I texted him, asking if he used SmartThings. He said no, but his Google activity showed he used it that same morning at 10:30, just minutes after I told him I was going to take a nap. It also showed he accessed our router app, Bose speakers, Microsoft OneDrive, Google Lens, and that his phone had previously been paired with our Samsung TV. Even more concerning, I found several tracking and monitoring apps: Family Link, Life 360, Scode 360, Google Hub Find, and Group Sharing. All of them appeared only after we got our new devices. When I confronted him, he repeated that someone else must have hacked his accounts, that he had nothing to do with it. Early on, when I first found the female contacts labeled WhatsApp, I saved a dozen names and numbers. Recently, I searched 4 or 5 of them on Google, and every single one led to the same site, blogger.com. That made me wonder, were these even real people? Or fake contacts meant to confuse me and make me look paranoid? Then, on Friday, May 23, I got emails from Samsung and Google about login attempts to my new accounts. My partner was sitting next to me at the time, appearing calm, not touching any devices. Later, when I tried to recover my old Facebook, it showed my partner's laptop as one of the devices I'd supposedly logged in from, even though I never used his computer for that. Just 2 days ago, I used his laptop again to fix something on my Facebook, typed in Yahoo Mail, and realized I was already logged into my new Yahoo account, which I'd never accessed from his device before. Last week, my new WhatsApp account, the one I had just created, suddenly got locked. Support restored it, but said I had been logged out of linked devices due to sync issues. The problem is, I only own one device, my new phone. So what other devices were syncing my data? The only reason I even used WhatsApp was to get a verification code for Facebook, and now my new Facebook already shows logins from an unknown device. My partner also mentioned getting alerts about suspicious logins to his Microsoft account, one he'd never told me about before, and that he now had an authenticator app he'd never used in the past. When I confronted him about everything, he said what was happening to me looked advanced, like a level 10 hack, while claiming his own tech skills were a level 3. Everyone who knows him says that's a lie. He's excellent with technology. He's the lead electrical technician at a mobile home manufacturing company. He asked what he could do to prove it wasn't him. I said if he truly only uses his tablet for listening to videos on the way to work, he should leave it home when he's off. He flatly refused. It's become a pattern. Every time something strange happens and I bring it up, he gets angry and can't understand why I can't just let it go. When I asked why he wasn't worried that someone might be doing all this to us, He said, "Everyone's being watched." He wasn't even concerned, and my distress didn't bother him at all. For the record, when all this started, my phone had all his credit cards saved and none were touched. No one stole my identity. So it's not about that. Also, the issue isn't his secret chats or explicit photos. He knows I wouldn't even be mad if he wanted to be with other women. The real problem is the lying and secrecy. If he knows I wouldn't care about cheating, then what is he hiding that's worse than that? Could it be that his contacts, app activity, and all the issues with my phone are part of something bigger, something I just don't understand yet? My father is in prison. He's a powerful man capable of all kinds of manipulation and surveillance, something my partner knows well. I even told him maybe my father was behind this. Or maybe the truth is much simpler. The man I've shared a bed with for the last 15 years is psychologically torturing me to cover up something far worse than cheating or wasting money on sites like OnlyFans. Which, by the way, he also has installed. I don't know how to prove what's happening, but I need it to stop. I can't keep bouncing between, no, he couldn't do this, and oh God, he actually is. I have dozens of screenshots from his devices and my corrupted phone. And this is only part of the story. Please, someone, help me. I just want this to finally end.